How's it going there, guys? I'm Quinn of Snazzy Labs, and this is just a little rant that I wanted to put up on my vlog channel. Here's what's going down. I'm editing a video right now. I have a video coming up for you on the Keystone Plus, which is a battery that wirelessly charges your phone, and in fact, it actually even wirelessly charges itself. So it's pretty cool. Wait for a video on that. You'll be sad to see that I'm not as impressed with it as I was expecting to be. But I wanted to address something that I saw on Twitter, and I just want to get my formal opinion out there because it's something that I see every gosh dang day, and it's starting to drive me crazy, especially with the announcement of the brand new iPhone. Okay, let it be known that I am an Android user, okay? This is my OnePlus One. It is my daily driver. I've been using this phone for months. Before this, I owned the HTC One M8. I loved it. Before that, 2 years ago, before I came back from Bolivia, I had a Galaxy Note, okay? So I am a big Android fan and supporter. I own Windows phones. This is the Lumia 920. I've had it for a couple of weeks now. I've tried several other Windows Phone devices. And of course, I am an iOS user and an iOS fan. I have my iPhone 5 out there on the table. My iPhone 6 is going to be coming in the mail soon. And I have been very ecstatic about the iPhone 6 the last couple of days. I think it's a great device. And I'm telling you right now, it will be the best smartphone available. When it comes out, it will be the best smartphone ever until the next iPhone comes out. Now, I need to be cautious here because a lot of people, and they're fandroids, they're Android users and huge fans, that say, oh, iOS is inferior and it sucks. There's a picture that's going around. Ron from Ars Technica, I believe, made a graphic yesterday that's funny. It pokes fun at the iPhone. It says, "Dear iPhone 6 users, welcome to 2012." And it has a list of specs that the iPhone 6 has that are new that the Nexus 4 had when it came out in 2012. Okay, and that's funny. It's great. But it's not about having specs, okay? Because at the end of the day, the iPhone is completely inferior when it comes to specs. There's only a 1 gigahertz processor. There's only 1 gig of RAM, I think, maybe even 512 megabytes. I don't know. But here's the thing. The specs on the iPhone have never been good, but they don't need to be because the iPhone is optimized. There's no fragmentation. It has an excellent legacy, a history of being very bug-free, seamless. Do you know how long I can go months without having to turn my iPhone out before I run into a bug, without having to cycle the power? On my Android phones, and I love all of them, they are great, but there is not a single week that I can go without running into a bug, without having to force quit something, without having to restart the operating system. And for me, that's not a big deal, okay? Because I like the functionality that Android offers, and I'm a very savvy and sophisticated user. But the majority of people, my mom, my grandma, they could never, ever have an Android phone. It would destroy them. They would get lost. They would get confused. They would run into dialogues that they don't understand. They're vulnerable to security problems. It is just a huge issue. Now, let me get into the next part. People are saying, oh, the iPhone 6 is bringing stuff that Android phones have had for years. It doesn't matter. The iPhone 6, let me tell you, the iPhone 6 has NFC. It's called Apple Pay. This is going to change everything. In 2 years, people will not even have credit cards. You will see mobile terminals for NFC payments all around the country. Now, people are saying today, well, Android's had that since 2011. That's not new. And I know, but Apple is going to make the change. Why? Number one, they are a more adaptable phone. More people buy iPhones. And not because it's cool, not because it's the nice thing to do, not because it has an Apple logo on it, but it's a better experience. And number two, the reason that it's going to take over everything is because Apple does stuff well. When they implement stuff, it's there. It's across all platforms, and they stick to their gut. It's not like Google stuff, where 1 year they have NFC, and this is cool, or in the next revision it's not there. Wireless charging, it's amazing, it's going to change everything, and then in the next revision there is no wireless charging. I mean, they just stick stuff in, they pull stuff out, they stick stuff in, they pull stuff out, and it's fine because the Google company likes to experiment. And the Android phone manufacturers do the same thing, okay? But at the end of the day, what Apple does is successful because of, number one, wide adoption, and number two, their implementation is seamless. So people are going to say, oh, the Apple Watch, it's stupid. Actually, I'm still kind of skeptical on that, so I can't go into that one. But the bigger screens, people are saying, oh, finally, iPhone users get bigger screens. You know, here's the thing. This will be the single-handedly I don't know how I want to make this prediction. I bet that there are more iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 sales in the next year than any other device, and probably even the top 2 and number 3 devices combined. It just is amazing. The sheer number of iPhones that are sold is because of the better user experience. It's because everything is seamless. I love Android. I love the innovation. I love being able to use different launchers. I like to be able to use different lock screens. I like the customability that Exposed, the framework, gives me. I am an advanced Android user. The freaking Exposed framework is on my phone, okay? I'm rooted. I am unlocked on the majority of my phones, and it's something that I love to do. I love Android. But I am telling you, it is not iOS. It is not the same. The app ecosystem is not as good. This metal, I'm going to tell you right now, gaming on the iPhone in the next year is going to blow our freaking minds. The metal engine is incredibly underrated. I bet you in 1 year, we will be seeing console-like games on our iOS devices, on our iPhones and on our iPads. It's going to change everything. I'm telling you, I love Android, but there is no app market. The Play Store is not like the iOS App Store. There are some cool apps on there. There are some good games, but they are not like on the iPhone. The user experience is not the same. It's just not there. Okay? It's not as easy to use. It's not bug-free. And as that, being that reason, it's not ever going to be as adaptable as the iPhone until Google is able to do that. And to be honest, with so many different devices running different architectures, running with different CPUs, and all this other stuff, you're going to have problems forever. With the underpowered devices that are getting pumped out like crazy in China, you're just going to experience bugs, and that's the way it is. That is the Android operating system. Even the Google Play edition of devices, the Google Play edition of the HTC One M8, it's an excellent phone, but it is not bug-free. Okay? And so that's where I stand. Apple does stuff because they do it well. And when Apple does something, it changes the world. It doesn't matter if someone did it 3 years before or if they've been doing it since the beginning of times. It's that Apple does it the right way. They do it the first time, and they don't ever release anything until it's ready to be released. And Google just doesn't do that. And that's why all of these features that have been in your Android phone since 2012 that I had in my original Galaxy Note, okay, they're not the same. Yeah, and you know what? You don't need an iPhone that's powered by a 2 gigahertz 8-core processor. You do not need 3, 4, 6 gigs of RAM. It's not necessary because it uses an optimized OS that is built specific to the device, that takes advantage of the GPU that's inside the iPhone and the iPad, and they do it right. And that's the end of the story. Okay? There are advantages to both platforms. I love Android. You can change the crap out of it. You can do anything you want to it, and I like that. But it is not an iPhone. I'm Quinn of Snazzy Labs. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, rate, comment, and as always, stay snazzy. See you later, folks.